Hello YouTube, LPlayers back once again for some more of our craft theory adventure, and we're just having a nice little sail around on the lake here as we head back to our base because it's about time we grabbed a few more supplies for our little swamp village project. And here, as always, the ever-growing graveyard of boats that I continue to leave behind. I'm gonna have to like clear these up at some point. I keep leaving so many of them there. Hey buddy, how's it going? Anyway, right, let's go. Ooh, ooh. I've played around with the settings as well, so I've put custom sky on. I'm not sure if it's made a huge difference. And I've also changed the block texture types to fancy. So I think that just means, yeah. So if you look over here at the grass, it just makes the sides of the grass blocks and stuff come up as grassy instead of just dirt, which I think looks better. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to keep it on for now and see how we get on. Also see how things like performance and stuff is. Oh, this looks really cool. I'm just going to take a screenshot. I always see cool little bits like that on the Craft Theory server where I'm just like, damn, this is nice. But yeah, anyway, so today we're going to be working some more on Swamp Village. I've actually made quite a lot of progress on our turned out to be a very difficult build, which was the little tiny boat project. I mentioned it quite a lot in the last episode, like I was struggling for inspiration on, well, not even inspiration, but I was just struggling with having the skill to pull that build off and make it look good. Hi, sheep. I keep forgetting they're in there. I probably should like do something with this area at some point. I had so many grand plans for like a massive tree farm, and I've been a bit too lazy to get it going. I have slowly been making it a little bit deeper and deeper each time, but deeper. We must go deeper. But yeah, anyway, what was I just saying? So yeah, today's episode, we're coming back here because I want to grab a load more supplies. Stuff for the Swamp Village project. So we're getting a bit low on stone, so let's grab a lot of stone. That should keep us going for a while, right? That's plenty of stone. Any wood? Have we? I don't know how much wood we've got. I mean, we don't have loads of wood, so let's grab what we've got. Dirt. Do we need dirt? I don't think we should carry dirt. I think that's probably a waste of a slot. Fence posts, maybe. Birch? Do we want to use birch? I feel like birch is too light of a colour for our swamp project, right? Yeah, I think it is. I think it's just too bright, man. Too bright. We can't do that. Nothing else we need. Is there anything else we need? Basically, stone was like the main thing that I was running low on, and wood maybe, but I think I'm gonna have to do a proper cutting down tree session. Cutting down tree session. That's not tree farming session. I'm gonna have to spend some time chopping logs, basically, is what I mean for that at some point. But you guys know what I'm like. And I think while we're down here, I'm gonna take a look back up our original little tree base area and our lovely little island setup, because it's been so long since we came back here, right? Let's go take a look and see just how lovely it is. It's beautiful. Look at this place, man. We definitely need to make sure we're coming back here more often. This is absolutely, look at this, absolutely spectacular. This is probably my favourite area that I've ever seen in a Minecraft map. It's just so perfect. Like the way everything's laid out. This little lake with a little forest in the background. It just looks so good. So good. Especially with the shaders on. And I also want to have a check while we're here. Let's have a look what cool supplies we've got up in our little tree base. Our cute little tree base. Adorable. We don't have a helmet actually. So let's... Oh, we do have a completely full inventory. We don't need the tree. Get out of here, tree. We got a few axes. Do we need all these axes? Let's put one of them back. Actually, let's not put one of them back. Can we do the thingy jiggy? You need an anvil to do this, right? Oh no, you don't. Okay, cool. That's fine. Why did I think you needed an anvil to do that? I'm such a scrub. Like Minecraft 101, man. So somebody is gonna have to link me to like a Minecraft 101 video. And I will endeavour to learn the basics of the game. Like I don't know how many years I've played it now, but I still haven't got it. So let's put that on, actually. There we go. Cool little golden hat. I know it's weak and terrible, but, I mean, we've got an awesome bow. Nothing ever gets close to us anyway, so it's fine. Oh, spruce leaves. That could come in useful for the swamp. Lily pads? Lily pads could come in useful for the swamp project, right? That sounds like a swampy block. We've got some more wood. Wood is good. That rhymed. Wood is good. Eggs. We definitely don't need eggs. Get out of here, eggs. You always find that, like, there's always some random, completely useless block that makes it into your inventory without you noticing. Ooh, gravel, that could be an interesting one. What about granite? No, I don't think there's any way to make granite look good. It's just such an ugly block, right? I'm going to take some. I feel like that would be a good challenge. And diorite. They're like, these are the ugliest blocks ever. So if there's a... I kind of feel like it would be kind of interesting to see if we could maybe possibly do something with that. I don't think we're going to be able to, but you never know, just in case. Just in case, we'll bring them along. And I think that should about do it. How cool is this? Can we check out the little view? Ah, so beautiful. So beautiful. Right, I'm going to head on back over to... Do we want to take a boat ride together or not? I don't know, guys. Guys, tell me. Wait, where's the boat that I just rang? Of course, it's back over there. I am actually gonna go back through the tunnels and grab my old boat this time. This time I'll remember. So instead of actually, let's check this chest. Anything good? Any goodies? Netherrack. Definitely don't want to be using that in the swamp. That would be gross. Gross. No, I think we're good. Okay, I'm gonna head back over to the swamp and then I'll catch up with you guys once we're there, and I'll show you something well. I'll show you the progress that I've made, which I would say is incredible, on the little boat project that was very difficult. Ha ha ha! We've remembered to grab a boat. Well, one of the many boats that we have left. Man, this place looks so cool at night. I love it. I absolutely love it. The atmosphere in Red Town with all these lights and glowing red stuff, and it's just beautiful. Oh, these are cool. Are these new on the bridge? These cobble fence posts? I guess they're walls, right? Mossy cobble walls. They look very cool dangling from there. I like it. Very nice touch, whoever did that. Here's the Grand Theatre. So, okay, another thing that I've realised that I'm totally going to do. A couple of people suggested it in the comments. I'm going to do a complete entire Craft Theory world tour. I'm going to start working on it probably today. So whatever the day is today in real life, you're going to see this episode maybe a couple of days after I record it. But just know that by the time you watch this episode, work will have started on a complete Craft Theory world tour where I plan to give obviously I'm not going to be able to spend loads of time on every single build, but just a quick view of every single build that's been done on the server in all 3 bases, so red, blue, green, and in any other little areas where there's stuff. I'm probably going to miss some things, but I'm going to try my best to give you guys a really good look at. Don't look over there, there's a surprise. Damn it, I've ruined the surprise. But yeah, don't worry, we are going to get to doing a complete server tour. It's going to be a lot of work, so there's a lot to get to, so I'm going to have to do quite a lot of editing and stuff, so you guys don't want to see the journey in between it, otherwise it would be like a 15-hour episode. But yeah, so there's a few things in Swamp Village that I wanted to show you. One, the tree that we planted on top of our first little swamp house has grown, and I actually think this looks really cool. I kind of couldn't get over just how cool I think it looks. It looks like that Pokemon, right? There's a Pokemon that's like a turtle. No, I guess it's a tortoise, right? It has feet, not flipper things. There's a Pokemon that's like a tortoise with horns and stuff, but it has like grass on its back and a tree growing out of it. It's one of the newer Pokemon, so not like the OG 151. But yeah, it reminds me of that for some strange reason. But it looks really cool, right? That's how it just feels so right for this vibe that I'm going. So the whole swamp premise has ended up turning into this overgrown, really sort of, I guess nature's taken back over, kind of how you'd imagine the world to end up if people were gone for a while and nature was just left to run wild. That's the kind of theme that I've ended up going with, and that just fits so well. It just looks perfect, and I love it. It's adorable little tree on my house. And I think the placement worked out pretty well. I feel like if it had been in the middle, it would have looked a bit too weird, but just over to the side there, it just looks great. And this sun, wow. Anyway, it's so weird when the sun does come out on the server, everything is so beautiful, but the truth is it's just always raining, man, all the time. Look, I can even look, where is it? We had a conversation about just how much it's raining, saying that we're all cursed, so I complain about that a lot, but just so you know, I also complain about it to everybody else on the server. But yeah, so the boat project, I kind of spoiled it a little bit when I slept there, so you got a glimpse of it. So this is what we've ended up with. It looks kind of weird, so let me kind of run you through it all and explain it, and then it will hopefully make a lot more sense. And I actually kind of think it's turned out pretty damn neat, considering there was definitely some time when it was just the boat that I was thinking this is really not looking great and I don't like it, but I think I've managed to swing it around, man, swing it around. So we've got this, obviously, is the basic boat. The boat is here. As you can see, if we jump over here, it is a boat. It goes down. Okay, this is a bad example because I've put the rocks there where it's crashed. But if you go around behind here, there's a boat under here that's basically sunk and crashed, and it's boat shaped. So the story is here. So here we go. It's probably a bit better from this side. Yeah. So if you go into like, here's the boat. That's the boat. Okay. So there's a boat there. And the story behind this, or I guess like the inspiration behind this, is that the boat was coming through the swamp area at some point in the past, and it crashed into this rock area here. It's like cracked all of the side of the boat. Is it the hull? I guess it's called, right, of the boat. I don't know, man. I don't know boats. I don't even know Minecraft, let alone boats. Oh, I'm pressing all kinds of wrong buttons here. That's what she said. But yeah, so it's crashed into this like rock thing here. I've done a few like broken bits of wood, whereas it quite like I was trying to give the impression that the boat's kind of broken up a bit and bits have started to like flow off and sink and just fall apart. But, you know, general shipwreck kind of stuff. This was kind of meant to be like a little I don't know, like the little tower things, kind of like, I don't know what they're called. You know, like on a train there'd be the things that go choo choo. Well, they also have them on boats, right? And they sound more like ha ha. It's like one of those, a chimney thing on a boat. That is like, I really don't know what that's called. But yeah, that's like kind of what that was meant to be. So if you take a step back, like this is the boat. It's crashed into the thing. And then the same sort of thing that we did here with the tree growing over it, I figured this would be a perfect place to do that as well. So the trees like come up over the side of the boat, and over the years has like completely engulfed the entire ship. So this boat like sunk a long time ago. It's been completely overgrown, overwhelmed by like the nature, and it sunk, and it's just been left. And if we actually take a look like inside and stuff, there's some really cool little bits that I've done here. Well, I think they're super cool anyway. So yeah, this is I guess the cabin. So there was like, this is the cabin deck. So if we like walk around here, this is the main deck of the cabin. Obviously it would go a little bit more forward, but it's all crashed into the stone and stuff like that, and it's all overgrown. Around the sides of the boat, you know, pretty standard stuff, you know, just a pretty basic small little boat. And then all of this here is like the upper cabin bit. So if we go on inside here, this would be like the first little floor of the cabin, and you can also go up here into like, I guess this would be like the upper deck. So if you come out here, you can kind of see that if you look out the front here, this looks a bit more like, oh, so we're kind of like going forward on a boat. There's our the helm of the boat, I guess. I really am just completely making up these words. They sound like they should go in a sentence with boats, like helm, hull, starboard bow. I've got no idea what I'm talking about. But it sounds like I do, right? That's the main thing. That's good advice for life. Like, if you don't have a clue what you're talking about, just use words that make it sound like you know what you're talking about, and it'll be fine. Don't take that advice. Don't ever take any advice I give you guys. It's terrible. If you don't know what you're talking about, learn. But yeah, so here's like the upper deck of the boat. This is all like overgrown from the tree. Like there's like branches winding down here, vines and stuff. I thought this was a little cool, like little handrail. So when the boat was all like fully functioning, like this little bit up here would have been pretty nice. You know, you'd come up on the top deck as the boat's cruising along. It's just a fairly small boat, maybe like a 2 or 3 person boat kind of thing. Nice little cabin in here. And then there's also the lower deck at the bottom. So this is I don't want to show you just yet. So yeah, so down here, let me do that again. So this is like the mid deck where you come onto the boat, upper deck, and then of course your lower deck, or the hull of the boat, right? Hull, yes, it's totally the hull. That's what it's called. Because you go down the hole, right? So that's why it's called the hull. Down the hole is the hull. Anyway. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, so this is the little trapdoor going down here. And I guess like this is where the living quarters would be. So if you put like a little bunk beds down here or something like that. But of course this is still technically part of the swamp village, right? It's not one of the houses that was originally here, but it's crashed in the swamp and has become overgrown. And now after all these years, it's kind of become part of the swamp village, right? So this is indeed going to be one of the builds that I give away to one of the guys on the red team to come and make a little kind of home. So I've just included like a chest and a crafting table so people can get started. I'm probably going to try and do that in all of them. I don't know if I've remembered to put stuff in all of them, but I'm going to make sure everyone starts out with a chest and a crafting table, just so they can, you know, like if people are bringing stuff over here for the first time, I don't want to have them to like have struggle like trying to get set up. Have struggle. Well, I'm struggling with English again. But yeah, anyway, so the reason this bit's really cool that I wanted to show you is, of course, the boat has crashed, right? So 1, 2, 3. Look at this. Isn't that cool? So let me just explain it a bit more. I'm sure you get the gist of it. But yeah, so the rock here, this is actually links up to outside where we crashed into the rocks. So this is where the boat crashed. There is a crack all down the boat, and it's leaked a load of water in. And so the bottom of the boat is kind of a little flooded. It's only a small bit, so I guess, like, I mean, logically, it would probably have flooded completely by now, right? But that would be boring if I just had it full of water, and it wouldn't be useful. But this looks really cool, as if it's, like, slowly filling up with water. There's a tiny crack, and there's a bit of water leaking in. Or the leak's been repaired now, but some water got in and flooded the bottom floor. And it's kind of become a little bit, and because obviously the water's got in, and so is a bit of the outside. There's some of the tree stuff's growing through here. There's some moss and vines and stuff, and it's just like, I just felt like this bit here looks super cool. I just love it. I mean, like, these are the kind of bits that I love doing. Like, this is the kind of stuff that really inspires me when I build something. Because I was building this boat, and like, honestly, like, before I did all the overgrown stuff and the tree, I was like telling everyone on the server, I was like, I've just built the ugliest thing I've ever built. Like, this boat, I can't make it look good. Like, it just wasn't working for me. It just looked so plain. Like, it wasn't looking good. There was no detail or depth to it. It just looked like some blocks on top of a tub, and it didn't look great. But now that I've done all this stuff, like, I've really kind of fallen in love with it. And this bit down here is like, I don't know, just this like story and character behind it. I just really enjoy that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's another build for the Swamp project done. Whoever gets this one obviously has, like, there's not much space, but that's fine. The little hut that we built in a couple episodes back, you know, that's another little tiny build. This is a much bigger build, but in terms of actual space inside to do stuff, there's a little bit less. But you could totally get creative with, like, putting stuff up here, maybe putting in some shelving and stuff. You could, you know, there's a lot of stuff you could do with this space if whoever gets it feels that creative urge to try and play around with it and see what they can do. And of course, I'm going to leave, apart from the bottom, so this is the only exception where I've done a little bit of decorating inside the build. I'm trying not to do that as much as possible because I want the guys that get the houses to be able to do it up and customize it however they want. So that's still going to be the plan for, like, everywhere else on the boat. They can, whatever they want to put in here, however they want to decorate it, if they want to change the layout a little bit, that's fine. Like, it's up to them. But yeah, I just thought that was super cool. So it's crashed over here, and then here's our little lifeboat so we can escape. Haha. Oh, that's not how you escape. But yeah, so that's it. So that's another pretty, I mean, it's ended up being a pretty neat build. I quite like it. I've definitely learned that if I'm ever going to build a boat again, I need some lessons on how to do it, because building boats in Minecraft is pretty tough. So if you can't try and imagine, like, before I put the tree there, and the rocks, of course, it was just a boat with a little cabin here, little lower deck, and then a little cabin roof kind of thing. It looked okay, but it just was nothing special. Definitely with the overgrowth, that's kind of helped to blend in with the build and make it look pretty cool. So I'm really happy with that, and it fits with the feel again. So yes, another good build, success. And I guess now it's time to move on to another build. So the idea I've kind of got for the next build that I want to do for the swamp village is a round stone building, like maybe somewhere over here. And I've got a few different ideas for kind of stuff that I want to do. Maybe it could end up being a few separate builds, or it could be stuff that I incorporate into this next build. But the idea, I know I want it to be round. That's it. So a round building. I'm thinking fairly low. So if we have a look at the other round one we did, which was the hut over here, I want it to be much, much bigger than that. So, like, in terms of, like, how far around it is, it's going to be, like, much, much wider, a much bigger circle, if you like. But the roof, I don't want to have a pointed roof. I want it to be a flat roof. The only thing I am thinking is, like, a flat roof, maybe with, like, some wood around it or something like this, but not going up, just, like, on the bottom level or something like that. And then, like, mud and mound, like, growing up on the roof. So the roof would all be, I guess, like, dirt and grass on top of it. Kind of like those little hobbit houses you see, except it's not, I don't want to build it into a hill or anything. I just want to have it, like, on the water as a round stone building with then the sort of mound growing on the top of it as if it had been, like, planted there or had grown over time or something. I feel like that could be really cool. So that's, like, one good idea. The other idea that I've got for, like, a tall circular building is I kind of want to build, like, a tower. Or it doesn't have to be like a round tower, I guess. I could do this with a different shape of building. But I kind of like the idea of doing a building maybe halfway up, like this sort of, maybe a little higher than this. But then having, like, the top of the building having completely crumbled and toppled. And then actually build, like, some of the building as if it's, like, sideways, fallen off into the water, if you understand. So the tower, say it was up here, it's just gone, whoo, plop, into the water, and then sort of build the tower along there, so you can look where, like, if you picked it up and put it back on top, it would fit. I feel like that's a really cool idea. It sounds pretty difficult to do, so I don't know if I could actually pull it off, but, I mean, that could be pretty neat, right? So one of those two things will be the next thing we build. I'll probably go for the small squat
round building with the mound roof because it's going to be easier to do, and I might need to do a little bit more planning on exactly what kind of shape and stuff we do the other building. It's probably going to take up a lot of space as well, so we've got to think about where we're doing it. But that's the next thing. The other thing that I also want to start to think about now is exactly how I want to do the paths. So if you remember, or for those of you that haven't watched like back a few episodes when we started the project, these wooden paths that I put in are just temporary for now for me to get around while I'm building. This is not going to be how the path looks at the end. I don't know how I'm going to do the path yet. I'm kind of thinking like something a bit more sunken into the water. Obviously these just floating paths, I mean, they don't look terrible actually. Funnily enough, they've ended up looking okay, but it's just nothing, like, there's nothing good, like, particularly good about them. They're pretty simple. I'd like to do something a bit better with the paths to make it look a bit cooler, right? So I haven't thought of what yet, but that's another thing that's on the list of things to do. So if you've got cool ideas for paths that could be in the water, so for example, I could do, I guess, like stone brick paths that are built. So, like, there's almost like bridges that are built in the water, if that makes sense. So, like, they'd have pillars going down to the bottom, and then, like, the path is built onto the top of that, and then I could have a few bits where it's crumbled off or something. That could be cool. But something that looks a bit more, I don't know, a bit more, I guess, that pops a little bit more, and I guess makes a little bit more sense than just this, like, floating path as well. So, cool ideas for that, let me know if you've got any. And if not, then think of something cool. Another thing we're definitely going to do, so this was in the comments, somebody commented in my last craft theory video saying I should totally build a like Halloween pumpkin style house on the swamp, and I am completely in love with that idea. It will be so good. A pumpkin in the swamp, like that, just, it fits so well, and it is coming up to Halloween, so that is totally something we're going to do. I don't know how to build a cool pumpkin house, but I'm going to like try and plan it out. And in a future episode, hopefully very, very soon, I'm going to have got the materials that we need, or at least decided what I need so I can start doing it. And then we're going to build a cool pumpkin house in the swamp. So if you see anybody else building a cool little pumpkin house, I thought of it first. Well, I didn't think of it. The person that commented on the last video thought of it, so all credit to them. I think it was somebody called Sabrina, so thank you very much for that. But yeah, that's what we're going to do in the next couple of episodes, I guess, on Swamp Village. Hopefully, you're absolutely loving this project. I'm having so much fun with this. There's just so much character in these little buildings. Little quirks like the trees growing over stuff, the little like grass roofs and trees on the top, and the little crashed ship. Like, these kind of things are just so fun to make, and like, honestly, the crashed like boat, the water thing at the bottom, kind of, those kind of ideas just like randomly come out of nowhere, and then it's like, oh, that's going to be so good. So it gets really exciting when that kind of stuff happens. But yeah, anyway, if you are enjoying this series, which I hope you are, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next episode for some more craft theory. Take care, guys, and peace.